video again. Let's go. Not much to really say here. I'm going to be going from the 10 spot this time. One of my least favorite spots, honestly, but that's what we got to do these drafts for. Got to be ready for everything. Per usual, going to be doing a half PPR format, going 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receiver, 1 tight end, no tight end premium, 2 flexes. Before I actually get into it, if you haven't been watching these videos, please subscribe. We're starting to get those views up. Now I need those subscribers up. I'm going to be taking you to championships this year. I promise you that. So stick tuned for the ride and let's get into it. All right, like I said, going from the 10th spot. Let's see how this first round plays out. Pretty standard so far. Ooh, would have loved Jamar Chase if he would have fallen to me. All right, no quarterback. I've seen Travis Kelce go around the spot. Not going to be doing that here. I like Devontae, like Stephon. I actually have Stephon Diggs ranked ahead of Devontae, so I would probably take him if I do go wide receiver here. I think Joe Mixon and DeAndre Swift are in a little bit of tier of their own for the rest of the running backs, so I think I'm actually going to double up on running backs here. I really love the wide receivers later in the draft, so if I can get these 2, I think, in my opinion, top 10 running backs right here, back in the draft, I actually really like that. That's the nice part of being at the back sometimes, is that you can get these really good values, and it's super nice. So Mixon and Swift, let's start it off. I need to pull my roster up. I always forget to do that. I'm start doing it from the start. Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift. Absolutely love both those guys. I think Mixon can be super safe. I think DeAndre Swift has more upside, but also a lower floor. So I think that's a good combination for them. Oh man, Leonard Fournette. I'm a big fan of Leonard Fournette this year. I think him with a 310 is an absolute steal. I don't necessarily want to, stack up on running backs, but if I can get someone like Leonard Fournette here, then I'm all in for it. The 3 top tight ends, in my opinion, have all been taken, and I don't really even want Kyle Pitts unless he's a value in the 4th round, so I wouldn't take him here. I might take him at the 4-1, but he's not here, so it doesn't matter. So Leonard Fournette, definitely of interest for me. Let's see if we have wide receiver. So this is an interesting predicament I'm in. Let's see how I want to play this out. I'm never a huge fan of stacking running back and wide receiver duos like Joe Mixon and T. Higgins, but if they're in a separate tier, if I think that the people left are in a different tier, then I will definitely do it. But if it's a tiebreaker, then it can be. The one thing here is that I really like Mike Evans also. I actually have Mike Evans ahead of T. Higgins, but I also really want Leonard Fournette, so I got to decide what to do here. It's very interesting. I think I'm going to take Leonard Fournette because he's in his own tier, I think, for the running backs left. So I'm going to take him and solidify that. Now, I have Mike Evans ranked ahead, so I think I'm just going to stick with my rankings and take who I have higher ranked since it's kind of the same scenario. So Mike Evans it is, but I really do like how my team is turning out. It looks super solid so far. Having Leonard Fournette in my flex is unbelievable. And I don't have to worry about running backs too much from here on out. Okay, I'm a big DJ Moore fan, especially where he's going in drafts. I think he's an absolute value right now. Like I said, don't really need running back. I like Dalton Schultz, but not here. I like Dalton Schultz in about the 7th round. So if you can, that's my whole thing with tight ends. If you watch my last video, I'm all about the tight ends when they are out of value. And I'm not really going out of my way to get the top tight ends. So if Dalton Schultz is there, my next pick, then I will take him. Besides that, I'll just keep waiting on it. Definitely not taking quarterback here. So I'm going to take DJ Moore. I know I definitely want him, and I need wide receivers. And of the wide receivers left, I really like Marquise Brown. He's on the PUP list, which it probably won't matter for the start of the season. Big Allen Robinson fan as well. I like any of the running backs. I like Elijah Mitchell, but I don't really need him. I'm going to stick with another wide receiver. I have a really good team, so I think I can go for some upside here. I like Jerry Jeudy a lot. Most people have Courtland Sutton ranked ahead of him. If you look at their numbers when they both played together at the back end of the year, Jerry Jeudy was a lot better than him, and now there's this whole new offense, so it's really hard to know. I think having them ranked right next to each other is probably the right thing to do. And I don't know how you could really determine, these people are so oh, Courtland Sutton's for sure going to be the number 1 there. And I don't know how you can know that for sure. Regardless, I think they're both probably going to be solid, and I don't know who's going to be better, but they're both going to be usable for fantasy for sure. I'm not 100% sure who's that going to be. I think I actually have Allen Robinson ranked ahead of both of them, so I'm going to be taking him here. I actually have Marquise Brown ranked the highest because he's on the PUP list right now. I'm just going to take Allen Robinson and feel good about that there. So having Leonard Fournette, Allen Robinson in my flexes, that's awesome. Big quarterback run right here, which is nice because it'll just give me more people at value. This is always a weird spot. Oh, what did I say though? If Dalton Schultz is there the next round, I'll take him. So I really like him there. I think he's a great value. Oh, I wish I would have seen what his ADP was. Whatever. Jalen Hurts. I actually like Jalen Hurts a lot. I'm not a huge fan of taking quarterback right after I took a tight end. I think I like going early on one. I mean, this isn't early. 7th, 8th round. It's not that early. No, but I honestly I like these guys like Tony Pollard and Chase Edmonds at a value more than like the Damian Harris. I'm just out on Damian Harris and Kareem Hunt. I can't have any feelings about him really. Like I'm out on him until we hear what happens to Deshaun Watson because I don't think he's going to be that good until he's back. So I'll probably take another wide receiver. These guys are all interesting with all different scenarios. I'm going to take Darnell Mooney, I think. I was really splitting hairs between all of these guys right here. If I felt a little bit better about my wide receivers, I might take DeAndre Hopkins. I'm not going to. I've seen Darnell. I really like what he can, he's put on tape and what I saw from him the past 2 years. Drake London, I love him, and I know he's going to get an absolute ton of targets. He's just getting the ball thrown from Marcus Mariota, and we don't really know how that's going to be. Splitting hairs between all these guys. I'm going to go with Darnell Mooney, but if you want to go with Drake London, I totally get it. Let's look at this team so far. Joe Mixon, Swift, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Dalton Schultz, Leonard Fournette, Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney. I'm liking it. Let's see who's there at running back. I'm a big Chase Edmonds fan this year, mostly for the fact, I think I've said this in other videos, just where he's getting drafted, I think is a super great value. And look, because I didn't go rookie earlier, actually, let's see who we got at quarterback. Let's see. So I really want one of these 4 guys. I know in a real draft that they'll definitely be there at this next turn because people won't start needing backups. But in these mock drafts, people start taking backups all the time. In a real draft, I wouldn't take a quarterback here. What I'm actually going to do, I'm going to take Garrett Wilson. I like that rookie upside, what I was talking about in the last pick. I'm going to take Chase Edmonds just for, kind of a shot at another running back. I went wide receiver heavy so much after those running backs. That's not totally on purpose, a little bit because of that, but it's just kind of how it fell, See, this is what I worried about. See, look at this. These people all taking their backups. Every single one of those is backups. That would never happen in a real draft. I know it's going to happen. I'm just going to take Kirk Cousins because even though that would never happen, it always does. Let's see. Do I have any? I've been growing on Allen Lazard. So I think he has a very likely chance of being the one in Green Bay. And even though Christian Kirk will also probably be the one, I'm going to take Aaron Rodgers over Trevor Lawrence. I'm sorry about that. Sue me. Allen Lazard, another guy I like. So at this point in the draft, I'm kind of just taking shots in the dark here. A couple things that I like to look at for the back end of the draft is people who their role will kind of be shown at the very beginning of the season. So then you can know to drop them. One of the worst things is when you have somebody who you draft at the end of your draft and then you're just waiting on them to break out or show something and they just take up a roster spot. So if you can take some people who that you can kind of see what their role will be on the offense for the first week and then either keep them or drop them after that and have an open roster spot, that's really helpful. Like some examples of that, I think Kenny Galladay and MVS will both, you can see week 1 if they're going to be involved in the offense or not. Specifically MVS, part of the Kansas City offense, so that they're going to be good. You can see how he's going to be utilized. So he's someone that I've kind of been growing on. Tim Patrick's kind of the same way. A lot of these I like better offenses. Rondell Moore even. The running backs at this point, for the running backs, I like people who can either be the backups like Rachaad White. So if, Leonard Fournette gets hurt, which is kind of good for me. He'll fill in and get that opportunity. Or people that have the ability for opportunity like Marlon Mack. We don't really know who's going to be the starter there. And regardless of how bad the offense is, a running back that gets opportunity is going to be usable for fantasy. So those kind of people I'm interested. I'm going to take Rachaad White because he could possibly, we don't exactly know who's going to be the backup now that Ronald Jones is gone for Leonard Fournette. But Rachaad White is a super athletic rookie, so I like him a lot. And I think if he gets utilized, he could be really good. It's just, it's hard to get Brady's trust as a rookie, especially in his last years. So I'll take him there. At the wide receiver, I was talking about MVS, so I'll take him there and see what his role is and decide if I need to drop him or not. Last pick, I'm still kind of doing the same thing. Someone who I think I'll see there. Or if you want to take backups, I've never been a huge backup unless there's some upside. I don't really think there's a lot of quarterbacks that have upside. Maybe Zach Wilson or Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence might have some upside just because he's supposed to be this great talent. So I don't really hate that. I'm going to go back and look for the same thing. I was talking about Kenny Galladay last time. I feel pretty good with my wide receivers. I have a ton of them. So I think I might go with Trevor Lawrence and take that upside. Just, see if he can hit. And if he does, then I can sub out Kirk. But if Kirk will be there for the beginning of me. If I would have gotten pretty much anyone like Trey Lance, Tom Brady, Stafford, any of those guys, I probably wouldn't have taken the backup. I would have been fine with them. But because I get, like, if I would have gotten Derek Carr, Kirk Cousins, then that's probably when I start high upside backups. Specifically, Justin Fields, I like him, obviously, because of his rushing ability. Kind of just got to see how the draft plays out. So let's look at my whole team. We got Kirk Cousins, Joe Mixon, DeAndre Swift, Mike Evans, DJ Moore, Dalton Schultz, Leonard Fournette, Allen Robinson, Darnell Mooney, Garrett Wilson, Chase Edmonds, Allen Lazard, Rashad White, MVS, and Trevor Lawrence. I actually really like this team. I think there's a lot of combination between high upside and some safe floors. People are going to get a lot of opportunity and people who could get a lot of opportunity. I've been really liking when Dalton Schultz falls to me, where I took him in like the end of the 7th, beginning of the 8th round. If I can get him there, I'll pretty much take him there every single time. I think that's great value on him. I have him ranked as my tight end. I have him ranked as my tight end 6, and I think he can be super good. He was great last year. I think he'll only be better this year, so I'm all for that. All these other teams are kind of strange. I like Team 6 and Team 7. The Austin Eckler, Tyreek Hill, Keenan Allen, James Conner, Terry McLaurin, Amari Cooper, Wilson, Knox, Damian Pierce. That's a pretty solid team. Watson, Tim Patrick. Yeah, I like that team. That's a pretty good team. I really like this team 7 too. Dalvin Cook, Nick Chubb, AJ Brown, T. Higgins, J.K. Dobbins, Kyler Murray, TJ Hawk. You know, I'm not a huge fan of that Kyler Murray, TJ Hawkinson back-to-back in the mid-rounds. I get it, and I get why people want to construct it. So I probably would have just taken Kyler Murray there and gone someone else, or vice versa. I'm not really a huge fan of Cordarrelle Patterson this year, but everyone else on this team and where he took them, I really like a lot. This probably been my favorite team besides mine on this board. Chris Olave, Christian Watson, Isaiah Spiller. I think there's a lot of good stuff there. That's my draft from the 10 spot. You know, not normally a huge fan, but I actually really like how my team turned out. I'd be super happy with this team. So let me know what you think of this one. Got any other video ideas? We're about to be in August, and that's really when the fantasy football season, I feel like, kicks off. So get ready for a bunch more content. I'm trying to get out a bunch of videos this month. So make sure to subscribe, drop a like on this video, comment. There'll be way more mock drafts coming. These videos have been absolutely crushing, so thank you for that. I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, y'all.